guys. It is Ashley with Charlie Rose Creations. I make and sell glitter tumblers, and I teach other women how to make and sell their own. I don't know if I've ever done a Saturday Night Live. Yes, I have, because I did. I used to do every now and then. I'd do like silent Saturday nights when I had a lot of orders and stuff. So it's just been a little while. So yeah. Coming at you on a Saturday. It has been a Saturday. Let's just say that. Y'all know, if you follow me at all, you know that we are in the midst of potty training fun, which is seriously lots of fun. And then I also had Girl Scouts today. I co-lead a troop with my mom. I think they're all between 8th grade and 12th grade, so we have older girls. So I had to drive all the way over to do that. And then if you saw my stories, if you saw my stories on Instagram, you saw that I almost ran out of gas, which was has never happened to me before. But like, I feel like I barely made it to the gas station because I just didn't notice my gas light was on, which is not normal for me. So fun times. So anyway, between all of that and between trying to get all of the live sell stuff situated, I had to package more glitter today. I've got to get glitter orders out. Between all of that, I didn't have the energy to do like a live where like I'm doing things. And so I was like, well, people always have questions for me, like all the time. I never mind answering questions. Especially like, just questions. I try to answer as much as I can. And so I've been getting like businessy type questions, because that's a word. And so I figured I could come on here and kind of help anybody that had some questions. Now, some of it is going to be opinion and what I've learned like through my own experience and my opinion. So, take what you want, leave the rest, whatever. So Heather, so in regards to potty training, because I know everybody wants to talk about that. The main things that I've heard that help with potty training are to like either put them in like regular underwear or whatever, but don't do like diapers or pull-ups, and we don't do that. Usually we just run around with our bottoms naked and we have a top on because we don't go anywhere for like the first 3-4 days. And then treats, which we do that, and we do that in the form of like M&Ms, and sometimes she'll like get like special tablet time and stuff like that. The other things that I've seen that people did is they did the potty watch, which goes on their wrist and it tells them, you set a timer and that dings and they go to the potty. We might get that because I think it's like $12 on Amazon. At this point, I'm willing to try anything because girl is stubborn. She's stubborn. I don't know where she gets it from. I don't know. And then the other thing was a sticker chart, which we haven't done yet. But somebody on this page posted a really cool one that I liked. So normally like they're just like lines and kind of boring. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk about this. And then this one was like kind of winding, and they get to put the sticker on there. And then every couple little stickers, they get a prize, which I thought was really cool. And you go to the Dollar Tree and just get some stuff. So we're gonna try some of those things. Definitely not giving up. She's 2.5. She'll be 3 in April. I just feel a little pressure to get her potty trained because they have to be potty trained in 3K. Henry wasn't in school, and so he was 3.5 when we potty trained him because he showed 0 signs. So anyway, random stuff. Good gracious. Rebecca, I'm on the page. On my page. Okay, let's see. So questions, I'm scrolling back to the beginning. Kim, thank you so much for your comment. So sweet. Okay, that's mostly highs. see. How does it go come tax time? Do you claim this income? Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Taxes. You have to, or you're supposed to file taxes on your income. And so the way we do that is like I have like an account with a payroll person, a payroll company. It's called Paychecks. But instead of it spelled as it's ended with a K, that's not a K, an X, Paychecks. And what they do is I pay myself monthly because it's just the easiest thing. And so what they do is they have all my information. They it's like a direct deposit type situation, and they take money out of my account and they put it in my personal checking account, from my business to my personal. And then what they do, their job is I tell them what I want, the amount of money I want deposited in my checking account each month. And it varies depending on how many tumblers I've sold, or, you know, maybe I know that I'm going to have a big expense coming up soon. So like I knew I was going to be buying my Mac computer a while ago. And so I made sure I left a little bit extra in my business account. And I never like zero my business account out. Don't do that. I don't do that at all. But their job is they take out taxes for me, and then they pay like the normal taxes and stuff that come out of your paycheck if you have a regular paycheck. You don't have to do it like that. For a long time, I just wrote myself a check and I deposited it into my personal account, but we had to account for that come tax time. Now, I do not we have a tax person, and I highly recommend that you do that. And I'm not going to give any tax advice because I'm certainly not, we don't do our own. We have somebody that does all of that for us. He handles the business stuff and our personal and all of that. But yes, you want to pay taxes on it. IRS doesn't really like it when you make money and you don't give them a cut of it. Tips for selling on Etsy. Yes, I have tips. I actually did a live just on Etsy one time, I think, on here. But so go check that out. But also I'll give you some like down and dirty tips just to kind of get you started so you'll kind of know. Number one, pictures are super important. They're one of the most important things. The picture is what grabs your customer's attention. If your pictures are dark, or they don't showcase your Tumblr very well, or lots of other things can impact that. They're not going to click on your listing to even possibly purchase from you. So you want your picture to be amazing. I highly recommend having a white backdrop. You'll notice all of my pictures look like that. I also have my logo on there as a watermark. That's another thing too that I don't like. If your watermark is enormous or you have like 12,000 on it, it really super detracts from your Tumblr, and people can't really see what your Tumblr looks like. It's just super distracting, and you don't want your customers to be distracted. Also, think of Etsy like a regular storefront. They want to know, they want to see you, you know, dusting off the shelves and moving things around, and, you know, beefing up the window display and all of that. So what that looks like on Etsy is that you need to add new listings on a regular basis. You need to go through and update your listings. And sometimes, even if you're not getting orders, you need to renew a listing so that it can kind of bump it to the top. So those are my big ones. I don't know if I'm getting sick again. I hope not. Goodness. Do you have a certain number of orders you take per month? I don't have a certain number of orders I take per month. I just take what comes in. Now, sometimes if I do get like overwhelmed, or I feel like, okay, like my stress level gets too high, I may close the shop for a little bit so I can focus on what I've got. I've only done that twice, and that was right around Christmas. So I'm not planning on closing the shop again because I honestly don't like it. I want people to be able to purchase when they want to purchase. And but everybody just needs to keep in their mind that my processing time right now is going to be 4 to 6 weeks. So you know, you've got to take that into account, plus the shipping, which is usually 3 days. Let's see. Oh, Tracy, we did the cute painting thing. She loves Frozen, so we have like Elsa and Anna underwear, which is nice. Rebecca, it's not a big deal. To Etsy or not to Etsy. So we'll go back to that too. So I actually am not doing Etsy anymore. However, I don't think that there's anything wrong with Etsy. Here's what I think is more of a problem. I don't feel like you should put all of your eggs in one basket. So I don't feel like you should only rely on Etsy. And what I mean by that is it's okay to have an Etsy store, but don't just rely on random people coming to your Etsy store and purchasing something from you. You need to be working over here on Facebook, building your customer base over here. And so when they're like, hey, I want to order, be like, oh yeah, great. Here's the listing you can order. And then you can send them an Etsy link. And so I think that Etsy's great, but don't just expect people to find you there. That's what I did seriously for like almost a year and a half. And while it went okay, I didn't do as great as I could have done if I had also worked on building this part. Natasha, I don't use PayPal now. I have my website, so I send people links. But at the very beginning, I used PayPal. Just make sure you have a business PayPal. Marie, that's okay if you haven't paid yourself yet. I've talked about this before. And again, this is my opinion and this is what I did. And I don't regret it one single bit because I don't feel like I'd be where I am right this second and have the goals that I have if I didn't do this. So, I've been in business for 2.5 years. And what I mean by that is I've been taking people's money and providing a product for them for 2.5 years. And, for a long time, I did not pay myself for many, many months. And all I did was reinvest in my business. And that's just, I constantly did that. And now every now and then, I would, if we had something coming up like a birthday for like one of the kids, I would pay myself a little bit then so that I could buy the presents. Or when Christmas was coming up, I'd pay myself a little bit more so that I could buy the Christmas presents. So it wasn't coming out of our personal, it wasn't coming out of our normal budget. But otherwise, I just reinvested and I don't regret it one single bit. I started paying myself regularly, like what I mean by that, almost the exact same amount every single month, probably about 8 months ago. And so, yeah. But before that, I still paid myself. It just wasn't on a regular basis. It varied a lot. My income varied a lot, that sort of thing. What programs do you use? I don't know what all you mean by that. So I use the Silhouette Studio software that goes with my cutting machine. That's what I use to make my my decals. Oh, Fran, I'm so glad that you have a supportive husband. I'm so glad for that. Oh, Brittany, I'm so glad. I'm sure by the last day of the 32 days of lives, I'm going to be, I'm going to be a hot mess. Hot mess. Tips on the FX Premium. Okay, so it's very, very thick, which is kind of one of the things I like about it. Some people don't, but that's what I like. You need to mix slowly. If you're like doing it really, really fast, it's going to get foamy, you're going to have bubbles, and it's going to be insane. I don't know if you've watched any of my epoxy videos, but I mean, I'm talking to you guys for a long time while I'm stirring, and I'm just kind of doing it very slow, and that's super important. All right, Candace, don't be nervous to open an Etsy. I mean, I know you're going to be anyway, whether I tell you not to be or not. But that's where I started because I didn't really know how to do this Facebook thing. And it was totally worth it for me. I made a very decent amount for me over there. It's just, here's what you have to do. You have to figure out what your why is. And what I mean by that is like, why are you doing this? Why do you want to sell tumblers? Why do you want to make money off of this? And so I have several whys. My biggest why is I wanted to be able to stay at home, but I also didn't want it to be a burden for my husband. And that was the biggest why for me. And I'm kind of like, I'm the spender. And so like, I don't stress about money. I'm like, well, it'll be okay. And, which is not a great attitude, but that's the way it is. And my husband stresses, and I didn't want him to do that. And so, if I could take a little bit of stress off of his plate in some way, then that was great. I also, we're still, we're trying to get out of debt, and, we don't have like it's student loan debt. And so, and we paid off our van and stuff like that. And so we're trying to finish up student loans, but that was a big thing for us. And then I also have like other things, visions of what I want my future to look like. So those things that I want, or those things that I want to achieve, are so much bigger than my fear. Because you guys, going live was super scary for me. Super scary for me. What was it? On the first day of January 1st, after that live, I started having it during the live. I started having an anxiety attack. And after the live, it was even worse because I had taken a break. It was like, my body was like, holy crap, what are you doing? You can't do this. And, but you just need to find your why, whatever it is. And then once you know that, usually like, you'll be like, okay, but this is more important. At least it was for me. Kimberly, I do put a label on the bottom of my tumblers. I don't seal them though. So if people want to take them off, they can. A lot of people have told me that they love them. And yeah, so sales tax, that's another accountant question. My accountant looked into this, and I only charge sales tax to people who are in Georgia. Let's see. Okay, I love this, or this wasn't a question, but it was an opinion. I think it's oversaturated with tumblers. And here's why most people, or most of you guys, think that. You see it every day. You're on Facebook, the things you like, and you like Tumblr stuff. So you're in Tumblr groups, possibly, I don't know. You're seeing a bunch of friends that you have friends that are doing it. And so you're seeing Tumblrs everywhere. If you go talk to a random person that you run across while you're out and about, and you say, hey, I sell glitter tumblers. The majority of the time, this is what happens every single time somebody asks me what I do. You make what? What do you make? I've never heard of that. Can you show me a picture? And as long as people are still doing that, it is not oversaturated. Do you want to know what markets I feel like are oversaturated? Wreaths, jewelry, stuff like that. But do you know what? Those two things still sell. So even if you are in an oversaturated market, you need to make yourself stand out. And the way you do that is you go live and you get to know your people who follow you. Okay? People purchase from people they know, like, and trust. If you never give them a chance to know you, then they're never going to want to purchase from you. Sarah, my business cards, I get printed at Vistaprint. Kaylin, I get my big containers of glitter that I do the glitter, and then the containers come from Amazon. But I believe that they are sold out. And so I answered the business card question. Let's see. Jennifer, if you're just wanting to do one, I highly recommend that you just hand turn it. I have a few videos on here, but essentially you just keep it level like you would on a regular turner. You just have to turn it by hand every time you see a drip. Oh, Jeff, that's so sweet. Let's see. Oh, Michelle, yay. I'm glad you got it. Yes, let's see. Can you show us your labels sometime? Do you mean like my stickers that go on the bottom? If I have some near me, I would show you, but of course I don't. I came over here because I've got a blank wall behind me, and they're like all the way across the room. I'm not going to go get those. But essentially, it's just my logo. So this is my business card. It's just this shrinked up in a circle. That's all it is. I didn't do anything special to it. I tried to keep it super simple. So my logo is on this side of my business card, and then my information is here. So where they can find me, Tumblr care instructions, and my name. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Candace, I can't see the rest of your comment. I hate the way, if I need to start going live like through the Facebook app. When I go live through this page app, I can't see all of the comments. All right, and also here's the other thing too. Here's another reason why it may feel saturated for you, going back to that. If you are only selling on Etsy and you are only hoping that people find you on Etsy, Etsy feels super saturated, okay? Because if you type in glitter tumbler, there's 42,000 different people who are selling it, which is fine. But, or if you're only trying to sell to local people and you're not trying to branch out to other people outside of your state, outside of your city, outside, you know, I mean, I've got people who follow me that are in Australia. I had an Australian person purchase for me. I've got some other countries, and I've had a few purchases from Canada and stuff like that. So that was one of the things that I was like, okay, I need to get other people. So I went and tried to find other people, and I hoped that they shared stuff. This is when lives and ads come into play. I do add care instructions. They're on every single card right here. All they say is hand wash only, not dishwasher safe, do not soak. And okay, my stickers are not like regular stickers. If you wash a regular sticker, it's going to come off and it's like paper. Mine are vinyl stickers. So just like a regular vinyl decal, it's not going to come off when you wash it. So it's just important that you find stickers that are good quality. So I always purchase mine from Sticker Mule. I've tried other companies. I had one that I liked for a while. They were way cheaper, but the last 2 times I purchased from them, they were blurry. Every single one were blurry. Even though I used the same file that I used the first time when I had a good print. So I went back to Sticker Mule. And so I just, anytime they run a sale on 2-inch stickers, I purchase them even if I'm not out. Brenda, I can't see the rest of your comment. I may have to, hang on. Sorry, you guys. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go get my iPad to see if I can see some of these comments. Sorry, I almost died tripping over my dog, so he lays like right in the middle of the thing. All right, so for those people who wanted to see the stickers, here's one. Okay, so it also has my website on the bottom, but that's it. All right, so Brenda, I'm going to get this going and try to find the rest of your comment and see. Amber, that's really up to you. The best amount of time that you want to go live, or like not the max amount of time. You want to go live for at least 20 minutes. So however many, if you want to go more than that, if you only want to do, 4 or 5 cups, whatever you want to do, that's fine. But the perfect live is at least 20 minutes. Okay. Let's see if I can find. And it's not showing all of the comments. Of course it's not. I would not recommend the create a website link on Etsy. No. Because I feel like that's putting all of your eggs in one basket. I would use somebody else in addition to Etsy before I used Etsy's website. Amber, when I first started, I only did custom orders. It's only been recently that I've been doing live sales. I think I've only done maybe 4 live sales total. It's a very, very new thing. So I only took orders from people because I was like, then it's paid for. When I was so new, I didn't want to make a tumbler and then hope it sold. So, I mean, that's really kind of up to you, but that's what I did. I have my own glitter, like my own line of glitter that I'm using right now. I'm not selling it right now outside of my group, mostly because it's still new and I just want to make sure I'm doing everything right and that I can handle selling it to more than, a couple hundred people. And, yeah, so I do hope to launch that to the public, but it's going to be a few months at least. Lynn, I have, to cut decals, I have a Silhouette Cameo 3. Yeah, Melissa, you would add the sales tax. There's like a little place on an invoice in PayPal where you can add the sales tax. Let's see. Hey, Sheila, my shop will be officially open on Monday. Oh, Rebecca, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Still working on, and see, I also don't have a ton of colors available, and I'm not ordering large amounts at one time because I'm trying to I don't want to cannonball into the pool of glitter. I want to kind of slowly wade in and make sure, yes, this is a great next step, or, whatever. Amanda, honestly, sales tax varies depending on your state. So for me, in Georgia's a super frustrating sales tax state. You have to charge based on where they are, instead of where you are. There's not many states that do it like that. So you may be lucky and not have one like that, but Georgia's super frustrating. So, and it's based on and what I mean by that is, so sales tax is based on, I'm in Georgia, so I only charge people who are in Georgia sales tax, but I have to charge them based on the county that they live in. Yeah. So, that's kind of frustrating, and it all depends on your state. Some states don't have sales tax. Some states, require weird stuff. Yeah, cannonballing into a pool of glitter does sound great. Does anybody else have any other questions? Let's see. Do you purchase tumblers? All right, so when I purchase tumblers, I purchase at least one, maybe two cases of each size at a time, depending on if they're really popular. So for example, I buy skinnies. I usually buy 2 cases at a time when I'm running low, but this is also a newish development within the last 6 months where I would buy multiple cases. Before that, I was buying 1 case at a time. And then before that, I was only buying what I needed. Let's see. Yes. All right. Any other business questions? Usually have more than this. Normally have people think I answered all of that. Because I don't know if anybody doesn't have any other questions, then we'll be good. If you're in my group and you follow me on Instagram, you know that Brandon and I have started eating healthy again. We took a little bit of a break around Christmas time. And you guys, I just want all the ice cream. I want all of the Dairy Queen Blizzards, and my kids had grilled cheese. I want the grilled cheese. It's kind of not fun. It is not fun being healthy. Tips on focusing on holidays or stay generic with designs. Okay, I typically don't make things just for holidays because I don't make a lot in advance. And if I do make stuff in advance, I leave it blank so that people can add their own decals to it. if you're planning on making stuff ahead of time, definitely leave it generic. Kayla, on average, they're between 40 and 60, and shipping varies depending on where you are, honestly. Some of them are around 7, some are around 11, just depends on your location. And I can't, if you tell me your location, like I can't like magically give you the shipping thing. My website does that for me. I use Hog brand tumblers. It's the only thing I use. I do use Yetis if people order them. And then it's at thestainlessdepot.com. Rosemary, no, I don't charge tax to people outside of my state. Tootie, I have a live on here and somewhere in the video section where I did that, but I just wrap it in butcher paper. The one time I didn't, the cup got shattered, and I had to remake it for her. I was able to file it was my very first post office claim, for damaged products, but I got a check in the mail for the amount. So, Beth, my group, I have it's like a tumbler making group. We do two new design tutorials each month, a skill tutorial. So I teach something that just helps make your tumblers or your business or something better. And then we do a live Q&A at the end of the month. We've also been doing a monthly challenge, which is super fun. I posted this one a little bit late. So, as a reward for me being a little behind because of the holidays, I'm going to choose 2 winners, and they're chosen by random because I am not picking winners. And then I send them for free 3 packages of my glitter, and my glitter's right now it's packaged in 4-ounce increments, so they get 12 ounces of glitter for free, and then they get access to the glitter that I'm selling right now, and they also get it at a discount from what it'll be to the group, to the public when I open it. And then we also have glitter colors of the month that match the glitter colors I use in the tutorials. Like, it's not all of the colors I use in the tutorials, but it's like 2 from each. Amanda, I think Facebook is better than Etsy, and here's why. I have never had anybody, like any customers, be rude to me on Facebook, ever. And I think the reason why is because they know who I am, and they feel like they know me. And so they know that if like something's happened, or like, you guys, I make mistakes. And at Christmas time, when I was doing so many orders, I made a few mistakes, and it happens, and it's frustrating for me, and I feel awful, but it is what it is. I am not perfect at all. And so, but I have had a few people on Etsy get a little snippy with me. And so I just feel like they just know you here. And plus, this is more of a community, which I like. And people are here to see me, to see my cups. Etsy, people are there to like look at cups, and then they pick the one they like the most. They don't care who you are. Let's see. How to kickstart. All right, if you're going to do a live sale, here's the thing. You have to promote that bad boy quite a few days, weeks ahead of time. Like a week, 2 weeks ahead of time, be like, hey guys, mark your calendars. We're going to be having a live sale on tumblers on this date at this time. Be there. And then maybe show a few pictures throughout that time of like, oh, and you can look at how I write my posts. I love this one. You'll be able to find this one in the live sale that's on this date. And then a lot of times I'll also post a video of like all the ones I have that I'm doing, and then I'll say, hey, live sale. So you need to tell them multiple times, because here's the deal. I have over 22,000 people on this page now. Every single one of them doesn't see me. Some of those numbers, that number's a little inflated, which is super frustrating, because some of them will hide my stuff because they don't want to see it anymore, which is fine. That means they're not my people, and I'm okay with that. But I'd almost rather them unfollow me than hide me, because then it makes my numbers look higher than they actually are, because not everybody's seeing it. So you got to think, like, I think the percentage is like maybe 6% of your people see your posts. And that's why I recommend you go live, because I think it is 6 times that Facebook will show your lives to 6 times the amount of people. Also, people share your stuff more when you're live. Speaking of, if you feel like sharing, you know I appreciate it. Amy, potty training is going. It's not going well, but it's... We had a few successes today, but we also teach it on the floor a lot. I told Brandon that when I get through with this and we're sure that she is potty trained, I am getting a new rug for my living room because she's peed on it a few times, like 3. June, the group will be opening January 29th, and then it'll be closing. The last day to get in is February 1st. And then I don't think I'm going to have another opening, at a public opening, until July, August, something like that. Let's see. All right, I charge, like, my pricing is always the same, whether they buy 1 or 9. If they buy 10 or more, I do give them a 10% discount, but 3 is not bulk. 3 is not bulk of anything. So I do that at 10. And sometimes if they want to order more than 20, I don't have that happen very often, I'll give them a bigger discount, like 15%. But whether I'm doing, these aren't like a lot of other crafts. Sometimes you can like batch out a lot of the other stuff. This takes the same amount of time, whether I'm doing 1 or 50. Okay, I can't make the cups any faster if I'm doing 1 or 50. And so I still charge the same amount. I do give them a discount though, if they are buying more than 10. Melissa, at tax time, I recommend you have somebody. We have an accountant. He files my quarterly taxes and he handles like our tax returns. And then he also hooked us up with a person who does my paycheck every month. I tell her what to pay me, but she it's like a payroll. So she takes taxes out for that too. So it's supposed to help come tax time. Like I'm not going to owe a crap ton of money. Sarah, yes, I have a separate account for my business. So here are the first things I did when I started my business. I decided on a business name. If you're like stressed about that, just pick something. If you hate it later, you can change it. Like people rebrand all the time. I found a logo somewhere. I just found it on Etsy. I liked it and I paid for that and I had a logo. It's not the same one I have now. I made the one I have now. And then I started a Facebook page. I got all my social medias done because you need to be on social media. And then I set up an Etsy shop. And I got a business checking account. It is super important, I think, for you to keep your business separate from your business money, separate from your personal money. It's very muddy if you don't. When we were talking with our accountant, when we were first sitting down to decide, like, were we okay with him? Did we like the vibe or whatever? He was like, okay, well, so tell me about your business. Do you have your own checking account for it? I was like, yeah. He goes, oh, okay, great. Like, I'm assuming that most people don't do that. I don't know, but. Oh, Sierra, you're so sweet. I'm so glad you love it. All right, Julie, I have talked about this before in the video about the oversaturation. And here's my thing. And I'll say this until I'm blue in the face. And I know that everybody's not going to agree with me. I'm okay with that. I don't feel like it's oversaturated. If I can go up to people, like I'm sure my neighbors don't even know what I do. Just that crazy lady who has a bunch of spray paint, like a spray paint booth on her front porch because that's super attractive. That's what we have because we don't have a garage. If I ask them like, hey, I sell glitter tumblers. You want to buy one? Or not that I would do that. And they would be like, you do what? What do you make? Because no joke, every single time I go into Bass Pro or Dick's or Ace and I buy a crap ton of Yetis, they're like, why are you buying so many? I'm like, well, I make glittered Yetis. So like you can feel it. Like, what do you do? I don't understand. And they always ask for a picture because they don't know what I'm talking about. If the general public, if the majority of the people you run into don't know what you're talking about, it is not oversaturated. The wreath market, I feel like, is oversaturated. You go up to somebody, hey, do you know what deco mesh wreaths are? Or do you know what wreaths are? They're all going to be like, yeah. Or door hangers. I feel like that can be oversaturated. But the thing is there are so many people in that market. There are several people in my business group and that I follow that are in those markets, and they make a killing. Like, they sell the mess out of their stuff because they're on social media, they're letting people get to know them, and people are choosing to purchase from them. So I don't worry about whether or not a market is oversaturated or not, although I don't feel like this one is, but that is my opinion. And you can disagree with me. That's okay too. How many people in the private group? Right now, there's 264. Marie, the glitters are going to go out on Monday. I forgot I had Girl Scouts this morning, and then with Charlotte potty training, and yeah, so needless to say, it's going to go, I'm packaging up after this live, and then they're going to go out on Monday. You can join the group at the end of the month. I'll post on the 29th, I'll post a bunch of links. Several times I'll post links. I'll be live talking about it. And you'll just click on the link and you'll go to pay. You all right? Just lay down. Thank you. And then once you pay, it'll say, it should direct you back to the group to join. Sarah. Do I do anything else besides tumblers? That is a great question. When I first started, I did decals, tumblers, and t-shirts. If you followed me for a little bit, you know I hate doing t-shirts and I hate doing decals. You kind of have to do decals when you do tumblers, but like I save it all up for one day every few weeks. And so it makes it so much more manageable than when I'm like doing it every single day. But I felt like, here's my thing with decals, is I charged a minimum of $5, and most people just wanted like a 3x3 decal. And to put on, that's what size, I do 3 inches tall on my tumblers. That's the most common size, is 3 inches. And so it would be $5. And then I'd have to, I'd make it cute when I'd package it up. And then, it took forever to package. And while the vinyl isn't expensive, it still took a lot of time to me for $5. I mean, it took me at least a good 10, 15 minutes. And by the time you take out taxes, income taxes on that, and self-employment taxes, like I didn't make anything. So I stopped doing that. If you still do that and you like it, keep doing it. That's just my opinion. And t-shirts, I hate doing them. I don't like them. So, especially like only doing like one-off t-shirts like every now and then, because, I ordered from Jiffy shirts and you had to spend $50 to get free shipping. And I didn't keep a stock of shirts. And so it was just a mess. I didn't like it. So, no, I just do tumblers. Oh, Ambria, I'm so excited to have you in the group. When starting a business, what do you recommend buying first? Okay, well, for a tumbler business, if you're gonna do an actual business, you need to have some turners, because if you're hand turning when you're trying to make money, your time is money, and so the more time that you waste hand turning, the less money you're making, and so you want to be able to like leave that and go do other things. So I would get a multi-cup turner if you're planning on selling. If you're not sure and you just want to get one, that's fine too. You need to get a few tumblers, and you can get these from Walmart if you're not wanting to buy a lot at one time. They have Ozark brands. We still have a few, and they still work just as good. And the Mod Podge paintbrush and glitter and epoxy. Duh. That's really all you have to have. If you don't have a cutting machine, I would recommend that you get one at some point, because it's just going to be a lot easier for you to do it yourself than to try to contract with somebody else to do it. Brenda, if you requested while our doors are closed, which they are right now, when people request to join the group, we just decline it. Because we know that we don't have any new members who have paid. So no, you'll have to request to join again. It's just the only way that we can keep up with it, or otherwise, I mean, like we're having like 40 people join a week or so, or request to join a week. And so it's just the easiest way we can keep up with that. Fran, if your epoxy is a bit hazy, it's probably micro bubbles, and you can either use a heat gun or a torch. I'm actually going to buy a torch and see how it goes and pray I don't burn the house down. Oh, Brenda, definitely keep all receipts. Keep all the receipts, every receipt. I didn't know until 6 months ago. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out what Shauna was talking about. So Shauna was saying that she didn't know until 4 months ago what a glitter tumbler was. And she's my virtual assistant. So she's in Florida. I'm in Georgia. Yes. So Michelle is saying her biggest sellers are wreaths and door hangers. It depends on your people. And that's why you get on Facebook. That's why you go live, so you can find your people. Not everybody is going to be your people, and that's okay too. Ashley, do I think it's possible to run a business with another full-time job? Yes, I do. I didn't. Well, I mean, if you count being a stay-at-home mom, it feels like a full-time job. But if I had gotten into this while I was still teaching, I would have still done it. But I would have had to moderate, like kind of control my order amount. But I would have done, I would have still done all the stuff that I did. Like I would have joined a business coaching group, which I did. I would probably you'd have to just be more intentional, I feel like. With your post, you'd schedule a lot of stuff. But I would still go live. Like I do this at 8:30 every night after my kids go to bed. And I would have done the same thing even if I was still teaching. The price of the group is $32. That's a month. Who are some of the other fave makers? Okay, so some of the people that I follow right now that are outside of my craft, because I do like to follow people who aren't doing what I'm doing, like the craft I'm doing, because sometimes I'll get distracted by, oh, pretty tumblers, or oh, I like that glitter or whatever, and I want to focus on what businessy things are they doing? What things are they doing to grow their business? And I always follow people that are like doing more than me. They have more followers than me. Like I want to get there. What are they doing that I like, that I don't like? And then that's kind of what I do. So one of the biggest ones is a man. And I'm sure a lot of you follow him if you like Reese. Damon Oates with Deco Exchange. He is the king of lives. He goes live all the time. He shares a lot of his personal life. He doesn't have any kids. So I have to be a little like, you know, I share like this much of our personal life, because it's still that's the personal part of my life, but I still like to share it because, you know, people relate to me because I'm a mom and I'm a wife and that sort of thing. So, also, a door hanger person is Tamara Bennett with Southern Adornments. She's adorable. She's great with lives also. She also has a group where she teaches people how to, all of the ones I follow have groups just like I do. Damon has two groups. He has a wreath making group, which has a lot more people in it. But then he also has like his inner circle that does, that teaches like businessy stuff. And then Tamara has both also. Yeah, she does. That's right. Okay. She has both also. So she has a painting one and she has a business one. And then another girl I follow, and if you don't, she's adorable. You really should, is Brooke with Refabbed. That's Refabbed. Refabbed. She's got like 350,000 people following her. Let me say that again. She has 350,000 people following her. It is probably more now since the last time I looked, because I'm always super curious. She's in my business coaching group also, and she like exploded. That growth, I believe, has been in the last year. And she was terrified of going live, and she goes live all the time. And so she actually just opened her business coaching group. Let's see. For the bulk order, I usually don't require that it be the same, just because the majority of the people are not going to be ordering the same thing in 10 different cups unless they're a wedding party or a company. And so I don't require that, just because I feel like that's a little, they're still spending money. And yes, it does take me a little bit of time to swap colors and stuff like that, but whatever. It's not worth it to nitpick. For me, it's not worth it. Now, that's my opinion. Oh, Stacy, I'm so glad you heard that. Let's see. How do you transition from... So do you mean like, how do you transition, like how I did, from having a business page to also having a group where you teach people and that sort of thing? So if you don't have a business coach, I do think that that's been like a game changer for me and for a lot of other people, especially somebody who just knows a lot more than you do. But you teach people on your page. You teach people on your page, and I do a lot of stuff for free, and not just on this live. Like, I get tons of messages every single day. I get so many emails every single day with people asking me questions. I get so many DMs on Instagram asking me questions, and I answer all of them to the best of my ability, and I give them all of that information. And then the group just offers a little bit more. And that community, that smaller community, is also really important. Okay. Ambria, that's okay. If you haven't found your people yet, that's okay. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's super frustrating in the very beginning when, like, it takes a long time to get the ball rolling. To get that first 1,000, sometimes I've heard a lot of people were like, it's so easy to get your first 1,000. It was not for me. It was not easy to get my first 1,000. I don't have, like, on my personal friends page, on my personal page, I don't post, like, literally never. I scroll Facebook. I like people's posts, and but I mainly use it as like a business tactic. Like, I use Facebook to learn about other businesses. What are they doing? What are they incorporating? And so it is so hard to get that first 1,000. So I don't have a lot of friends, and so I seriously post 4 times a day. Engage with your audience, ask them questions, let them know what's happening in your personal life, ask their opinions, so 4 posts a day, go live, and then run ads are the big things. Crystal, it is totally normal for very few people to tune into your lives. You got to remember, not everybody is going to see it. Usually your most active people are going to see it. The names I see are usually always the same, unless it's like a live that's been shared a lot. So my live yesterday got shared a lot. I had a bunch of new people. This one, I don't know if it's been shared a lot, but so yeah, it's normal. So you got to think, I have 116 people on here right now, and I have over 22,000 people on the page. Think about that percentage. It's very, very normal. And when you have a smaller number, to me, that's the best time to practice like your live skills and get used to going lives, because it's not easy at the beginning. It's not easy if you're an introvert like I am. Tootie, no cutoff on the number of people. It's just a cutoff on the date. Just a cutoff on that date. Brenda, yes. From January to February. I don't know my months. From January to December. Michelle, yes. Damonite, there you go. Patricia, can you message me? I can't remember all of the people who comment and ask me stuff, and then I'd have to search for your name. Send me a message on here on my page. Say, hey, couldn't find a picture of your sealer. Can you send me a picture? And I'll send you one. She's at 375 now. I'm telling you. Once the ball gets going, it's like holy moly at the number of people. So, Sarah, yes, definitely message me. All right, Angeli asked a great question. And again, people are going to like my answer. So, do you do characters in sports teams? When I first started, I did. I did all the things. Mostly because I wasn't getting very many orders. I just did whatever. But as my business has grown, I have stopped doing, give me a second, copyrighted stuff. Because I had a few people threaten me with the copyrighted thing, which I always find hilarious because the majority of the people still do copyrighted stuff. So the people who were saying they were going to like turn me in, were also probably doing copyrighted stuff, but whatever. And I just decided, okay, my business is super important for me. It is my livelihood, and it puts food on my kids' tables. It's a huge part of our, it's been such a blessing for our life. So I don't do anything like that. Now, if you do, I am not judging you by any means. You just have to decide what's right for you. I will say that the majority of the people that order from me either put their name or their monogram on their Tumblr. I don't have a lot of people that request sports stuff, but I do have to say no. You can see I got a little glitter. Do you see that right there? I've been doing glitter today. It's like, I thought I got it all off, but. Oh, Mona, that's great. It's not, let's see. Do I strip cups if they're messed up? Yes, I usually wait until I have a bunch at one time. I just soak them in acetone. I wrap a paper towel around it, and then I wrap that in tin foil, and then I soak the paper towel in acetone and let it sit for a while. You can also find paint / epoxy strippers in the paint section. Those just have a lot of fumes. You can still use them. They work the same. They usually work a little quicker. There's one by Clean Strip, Orange Clean, something like that. That's a spray that you spray on, it comes out foamy. Marie, that's very normal. Very, very normal. But if you're wanting your page to grow, you also have to have shareable content. So, like if you post like a meme that's funny and people share that. If you have a tutorial type video that's kind of short and sweet, like my mason jar lid one, where I show how we add the grommets, that did really well. Lives are really, really, really important. Oh, Bonnie, I'm so glad to have you on my page. Jessica, you don't have to post the lives in order for them to boost your stuff. Like, people can find you while you're live, but if your page is very small, you're not going to get a lot of new people just while you're live. So I would recommend that you post them. If you're still learning and you hate them, you can delete them. Like, it's not a big deal. But the thing is that the majority of the people, like, you're going to hate that. Like, I never go back and watch my lives. I don't go back and watch them. The sound of my voice, I don't like it. It sounds different up here. And I just can't. I can't do that. And so I would recommend posting it because the majority of the people who watch it are going to watch it after you post it. Yeah, going live is hard. So I don't know if you fully appreciate how hard this 32 days of lives for me is. So I don't know if any of you guys are introverts like I am. And when I say I'm an introvert, like it's bad. Very big introvert. Super socially awkward. It's really fun when I run into people out and about who are like, "Oh my gosh, I saw you live." And I'm like, "Oh, that's super great. Yay. I don't know what to say. I don't know. So in case you run into me out and about and I'm awkward, I apologize. But when I get done, I'm tired. It sucks the energy out of me a little bit. And so, I love it, but it's also very tiring and it's hard. And sometimes like you have to like force yourself to do it. And I think that's why I committed at the very beginning when I started doing it more often. I was like, okay. And I made a post about it. I was like, from now on, I'm going to go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8:30. That was the post I did. It was back in like May or so. And I did. And I went from 700 followers to what I have now. Should we give cups away for free for advertising? If anybody has followed me for a little bit of time, y'all know how I feel about this. I do not recommend giving away cups for free, because what's going to happen is you're going to get all these people on your page and your numbers are going to be high and you're like, oh yay, this is great. And then all of those people are people who are looking for things for free. Your products are not free. They're not going to purchase from you. They're not your customer. And so that's, again, not everybody agrees with me, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. They don't want what you're offering because it's going to be too expensive for them, because they're the people who are searching for like free giveaways all the time. All right. So, this is a business page. It is connected to my personal page, but if you need to set up a business page, which I'd recommend that you do, Facebook does not like it when you sell things on your personal page. That is against their terms of service. If you're reported and they decide that they don't like it for whatever reason, they can totally shut down your personal profile. So this is linked though. So when I log on my computer, I see it all there together. But I would do that on the computer. There's like a thing, it's like create page. It's a button on the left. Erin, I have done one camo cup and I haven't made a tutorial on it. And if I do, it would be for the group. Sarah, yes, I can do a small quote. Do I have a list of people? The only two that I am super sure of, okay, Jennifer Allwood is my business coach, and that's who I pay her every month. It's $47 a month, and she's been instrumental to helping me grow my page. Nicole Walters is another business coach. But I don't think she has like a membership group. So I love like Jennifer Allwood that she has, it's a monthly thing. I get things every single month. She helps me. I feel like if she teaches me one thing each month that helps me sell one tumbler, I've already made my money back on that. And that to me is worth it. And she definitely does. Cause without her, I'd still be doing what I had been doing, which wasn't making my business grow. I was just kind of stagnant. But Nicole Walters, she has this course. I'm trying to decide like if I want to take it this year. I think she opens it twice a year. I'm definitely taking Jennifer Allwood's course. Of course, I take all her stuff. Now I'm not going to be able to think about what it is. The Creator's Roadmap. She teaches you 6 or 7 ways that you can make money online and how to do that to the best of your ability. So having multiple revenue streams, which is very important. Nicole Walters is 1K one day. So I'm assuming the premise of the course is that you should be able to make $1,000 a day. I'm like, that sounds great, whatever that is. So that's another course I'm thinking about taking, but she's a business coach, but doesn't offer memberships that I know of. And James Wedmore is another one. He has a podcast that's like amazing to follow. I think those are my big 3 that I follow right now. How do I keep all the glitter contained? I don't. I work really hard. I use paper plates. I have paper towels under stuff, and I have, Yeah, I don't. It's everywhere. Nikki, I don't keep the acetone from getting in the cup. But I pour it onto the paper towel, so the paper towel soaks it up. So for the most part, it doesn't really get in the cup. But, and I just wash it out super good and before I do anything to it. Oh, Leslie, hi. I'm so glad that you decided to say something. I'm so glad that you've learned stuff. Let's see. Do I pay Facebook to advertise for you? Yes, I do. And I've talked about this before too. And it's another thing I firmly believe in. Ads, no joke, changed a lot. I've gained so many followers just from my ads. And I'm trying to think of the way to word this. Okay, so back before social media, people advertised like with billboards. I mean, I know people still do it now. Billboards, they had their stuff in the phone book, and they sent out mailers in the mail. All of those cost money. It is a normal practice to advertise for your business. A lot of people say, well, I don't want to pay Facebook to advertise. And okay, then that's fine. Don't. However, I think it's silly not to, because businesses advertise. You have to go actively look for your people. You can't sit back and be like, okay, well, I'm just going to like hope that people come find me. Because sadly, it's not going to happen, even though I wish that it was that easy. That would be great. And so I'm usually always running an ad, at least one. Sometimes I run two, depending on it, what's happening. But you can just try a bunch of different things. Honestly, I don't have like a technique for it. I just kind of run them, watch them for a few days to see how they're doing. And if they're around the 10-cent mark, and what I mean by that is I'm paying roughly 10 cents per like, I'm okay with that amount. That's a decent amount. If it's way more than that, then you should stop the ad and try again. So right now I have one running that's around 7 cents a like. Huge. That's a really good number. Oh, Barbara, you're so sweet. Y'all are so nice. Thank you. Julie, we have actually been playing around with the giveaways when you reach targets. I think that if you're doing a giveaway, like, oh my gosh, I appreciate you guys so much, click here to enter, or, comment on this to say, whatever, and you're not requesting that they share it, and you're not doing this huge giveaway thing, if you're still doing that, then you're gonna get people who just want things for free. So a while ago, I need to do another one because I really enjoyed it. I did a giveaway. It was like a starter pack. For somebody who wanted to start making tumblers. So it had glitter, Mod Podge, brushes, like all the things you needed. All I said was click the link and go here to enter. That's all I did. I did not require that they comment on anything, like anything, share anything. They did on their own, but I didn't require that. So Tootie, if you mean a price to start out with, like with making tumblers, that really just depends on you. Everybody has different pricing. The lowest price I charge is $35. And that's for wine tumblers. My coffee mug will be that. And kids cups. Views on Facebook. A view is somebody watched or looked at your thing, whatever it was, for at least 3 seconds. Denise, what am I supposed to post in the group later? I don't remember what I just said. The people, you mean the people that, the 3 people that I think are good business coaches? Because I will definitely do that if that's what you want. Of course, I'll post whatever you want in the group, but I just need to know what you want me to post. Julie, do I do craft shows? I don't. Again, introvert for real. Like all kinds of introvert. I mean, I get drained, like even if I go visit my own family, and they're my family, and it still like just sucks the life out of me. So I spend a lot of time reading and stuff like that because it kind of recharges me. So no, I don't do craft shows. If you're gonna do craft shows, I would have things fully finished, and I'd have a lot of generic things and stuff like that. I'd also bring a lot of order forms, maybe have glitter samples available, and business cards and stuff like that. Patricia, I don't use a silicone brush. I prefer using, for epoxy, I prefer using my gloved hand, but I know other people have and they like it. I do think that you should have a watermark. And the only reason I feel like you should have a watermark is so that way, in case your picture got out there in the World Wide Web, and let's be honest, it's going to, people will know where to go back to find it. So mine, you'll notice mine are very discreet, because here's the thing. People are going to steal your pictures. Let me say that again. People will steal your pictures, especially if you take good quality pictures. They're going to steal them. Sometimes they're just going to take them to say, hey, I really like this, like in a group somewhere. Can anybody tell me how to do it? Sometimes, though, they'll steal them and use them as like a, hey, I can make this type deal, which is still stealing. The group thing's not a big deal. Like, people do that all the time. Like, hey, what is this? They're not passing that work off as their own. To me, that's totally normal. And that's happened to me a bunch. I don't care. I also don't stress about people who steal my pictures to use them as their own. Because the thing is that they're not me. I made that Tumblr. Even people in my group, everybody has all different ways of doing things, and you can tell. A lot of times I can tell by looking at the Tumblr, like people who post a lot, I know who made it, with the way the picture looks or the way the Tumblr looks. They have their own unique style, and people aren't always going to be able to recreate that. So you need to have a logo to make your watermark, and if you find a logo on Etsy, most of them will give you a watermark if you ask them. No, the ones with the straws, I don't charge extra because the straws come with them. Oh, the people, yeah, I'll do that, Denise. Thank you, Shauna. Y'all, I'm sorry. All right, so a watermark is your logo on a clear background that's got a transparency to it. So it's not fully whatever. My brother actually does a lot in Photoshop, and so he did mine. Because I made my own logo. I was trying to, I tried all these things. I sent it to him. I was like, can you please do this for me? And he sent it back like 2 minutes later, and it's just awesome. And he gave me different transparencies to use. And so it's just something, if you go look at any of my Tumblr pictures, you'll see a little thing that has my name there. Mona, I do not have a separate Amazon Prime account. I have my credit card, it's not a credit card, my debit card for my business as one of the options when I'm paying. So if I'm buying businessy things, I use that. Oh, Denise, you're so smart. I didn't even think about that because I already had the transparency. But on the iWatermark app, which is what I use to watermark my pictures, you can change the transparency there. And yes, Crystal, I use iWatermark, and I got the paid version. The free version is not great. Do the paid version, is totally worth it. Logos on Etsy, you're going to type in something, whatever you're looking for. So I wanted a floral logo because of my business name. You could also, if you're wanting, I also like simple logos, things that are very, very simple. Obviously mine is crazy simple. I don't like the real busy ones. Again, personal preference. Lots of people really like those. The watercolor ones. I think my thing is that everybody has those or had them. And I just wanted something that was just super simple. So if you're wanting something like that, you would type in simple logo designs. And a lot of them have packages that you can purchase. You'll just have to kind of click through. Tootie, I get like my sister buys a few things for me, but my family is not my target customer. My sister is pretty much the only one who purchases from me. My husband gets things for free, and so do my kids, obviously. And I give things as gifts sometimes, but she buys one every now and then. But like the thing is I don't expect her to, because she's not my customer. Like she's not who I'm trying to get to purchase my stuff. Mona, if you're wanting something that you can easily cut, you're going to want something super simple. And you may need to think about making it yourself with just your name and a real simple image that you can buy. So mine has those little roses on it. I purchased that image somewhere. So I have, rights to it. But you can also like contact some of these people and let them know what you're wanting, and they will create a logo for you. Okay. Oh, you already made yours. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired. Okay, guys, I think if nobody has any other questions, I think that's going to be it for today. And hopefully that was helpful for you. Of course, if it did help you, and I'm glad. Yeah, and that's it. I hope you have a great weekend. I will see you on Sunday, tomorrow. Still not sure what we're going to do. Hopefully it'll just like pop into my brain and I'll know what I need to get done. But I appreciate you guys watching me, and just thank you so much. All right, bye.